life is magnificent. It is. I'm talking about life. I'm not talking about an individual's experience of it. I'm not talking about conditions or circumstance. I'm talking about life itself. The life of God. The life of pure love and the energy that is who and what we really are on an intrinsic way. Intrinsic nature is magnificent. Look around the sanctuary and see these beautiful people sitting around you. And notice that they are beautiful. Notice that they're full of a glow and a wonder and an awe and a joy that the world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. If you notice it, you'll start to call it out because you end up finding what you're looking for. So look at each other and look for the beauty and the love and the joy that's right there in the midst of them. And as you're so doing that, be aware that there's somebody sitting right next to you or in front of you or near you that's wonderful. Look at one of those wonderful beings and look at them and just say, my God, you are wonderful. The Rev was not lying. You are wonderful, beautiful, magnificent. There's so much power in you. There's so much life in you. There's so much love in you. There's so much inspiration in you. Confidence is in you. Abundance of the universe is in you. And you have come to set it free. That together we can change the world for the better. And serve every being on this planet. Let's be this. Let's do this. Together. And so it is. Amen. Touch and agree. Give that high five, that hug, that handshake. And feel the dynamic of the love that is building this community. This is the community that love is building. And this is the community that you're now vibrationally a part of as we're creating a co-resonance with the idea that all of the power and presence and love of God is right where we are. You are indeed staking your claim to reality and giving up all former claims to who you were and all former claims as to the possibility as to what can go on in the world in which we are living. There's a moment-by-moment claim that we have created about who we are based on circumstances, based on the things that happened around our birth, who we were born to. There are certain claims that we have about ourselves based on situations that we have found ourselves in or experiences that we have had. And oftentimes we have claimed ourselves to be small, we've claimed ourselves to be limited, we've claimed ourselves to be not enough, and we've adapted it to that mental claim based on an external circumstance. When you step into a spiritual community, you're saying in substance, I give up all former claims about who I thought I was based on previous circumstances that I have had. So you're letting go of all those claims right now so you can be made anew. In this moment, the Spirit is saying to you, behold, I make all things anew. But you have to be willing to go there. You have to be willing to let go of all previous claims and allow for the great reckoning of your soul to take place. The same reckoning that is happening on the planet at this time in human history, where everything seems to be going to hell in a handbasket, a large handbasket. Underneath all of that, there is a vibration of transformation that is taking place, and the structures that are no longer working are breaking down and becoming more and more evident, even to those who have been indifferent to what's going on in the world. It's become very evident that structures are crumbling and that there is something new trying to emerge, and we have to let go of our claim to business as usual and things of the way they've always been done will always be done that way. It has to begin in our own hearts and soul, and so that there becomes a co-resonance with the frequency that's trying to emerge, so that the world that is possible can begin to be seen and lived in, and the being that is within you, that is already there, that intrinsic beauty and love and wholeness and absolute confidence can begin to emerge. It begins in you. It begins in the grand we. Say with me this morning, I give up all claims to my previous self.
I give up all claims to my previous self.
I give up all claims to the world my previous self has co-signed to.
I give up all claims to
I am being made new right now. The world is being made new right now. And that's the way it is. Get five to somebody next to you, touch and agree about the possibility. Frightful to the egoic structure to give up claims to your previous self, but that's the nature of spiritual growth, development, and unfoldment. It's called transformation, baby. It's not called cosmetic. It's called change of consciousness. That's what we are about. And so when we hear the theme of the month, which is your prognosis for magnificence, we begin to understand on one level that a diagnosis is something that emerges from the details of particular symptoms. A diagnosis comes from external symptoms, and that a prognosis comes from the likelihood based on that particular diagnosis of that particular disease. And so the diagnostic aspect of us, there's a part of us that have been diagnosed as being merely human. Is a part of us that's been diagnosed as being born on the wrong side of the tracks, or too much money or too little money, or too much melanin, not enough melanin, some are melanin challenged, whatever the case may be. But with every aspect of how we have defined ourselves through that kind of diagnosis, there is a corresponding law that goes with it based on race consciousness. And then there is a prognosis underneath that. The prognosis of the world would say one thing, but there's a prognosis that comes from really diagnosing ourselves according to our spiritual nature. And that there is a real part of us, mainly invisible. This is the issue. Most of you is invisible. Most of you can't be seen or caught by the sensorium, the five senses. Yet, most people live in this world and judge by appearances and judge by the five senses. But most of you is invisible. Who you really are can't be seen by the eye or heard by the physical ear. It's invisible and indivisible from the presence of God, because it is the personification of the presence of God. So when you really begin to diagnose yourself from a spiritual microscopic point of view, you are made in the image and likeness of God, and the prognosis is from Scripture. I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. An expected end. In other words, in the mind of God, there is a destiny already loaded and coded within you. Within the mind of God, there's an expected end, a world without end, a constant unfolding of more good, more good, more good, more good. But you have to transcend the previous diagnosis that you're merely human and come to a diagnosis that you're a spiritual being first, having a human incarnation. It used to be said, of course, that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. I don't hang out with that particular sentence. I always say we're a spiritual being having a human incarnation. I'll choose my experience. I'll choose it. I'm not just going to have any old human experience just because everybody has it. Oh, no. I choose my own experience based on my intention, my perception, my spiritual practice, my ever-expanding awareness, and I'm pulling you into the same frequency and vibration of the absolute truth of your being. And so the prognosis from this end is a prognosis for magnificence, is a prognosis that says that who you are and what you are is not determined by circumstance, not determined by situations, not determined by other people, not determined by places that you've been or not been, or where you were born. It's not determined by the lines on your hand or the lumps on your head. Consciousness precedes form. All of that, what I've just described, is form. Consciousness was first. So when you go back to first cause, the primary presence, the only presence, God, the presence that is within you, your prognosis is magnificence. Your prognosis is triumph over anything. Your prognosis is prosperity and success and well-being. Your prognosis is absolute joy, not based on current condition, but based on the condition of your consciousness. based on the awareness of your oneness with the Spirit of the living God. Somebody say, the prognosis for my life is magnificence.
The prognosis for my life is magnificence.
That's the truth of my being.
That's the truth of my being.
And that is what I will experience. Nothing else can enter in. That's the way it is. Somebody shout about it. Feel into it. Now, all of this that I'm saying takes a little bit of work. It takes a little bit of courage, and I'll get to that in a moment as well, but it takes a little work to absolutely give up your claim to your previous self and the world that it has created and co-resonated with. Takes a little work, and this is why we emphasize every single service, a spiritual practice of affirmative prayer, sacred meditation, life visioning, study, fellowship, classwork. All of this becomes the vibration that tears down the Jericho wall inside of your heart and mind, creating a filter of separation between you and God. All of this work allows for all the ways that you've identified yourself that isn't true to begin to crumble. And in that crumbling, there is wailing and gnashing of teeth, as the practitioner graduates have found about a little bit. But ultimately, there is a bright, shiny day of infinite good seeking to express by means of you. And even when you fall, you already know that in the falling, you're going to get back up. Life becomes for you a grand trampoline where you fall and you rise higher than you were the previous time that you failed. This is what happens with spiritual practice. And so the deep spiritual practice that becomes the bottom line is the practice of surrender. Therefore, the topic being on surrender. Let's not get it twisted, people, about surrender. People have twisted ideas about people. No, well, they do that too. But they have twisted ideas about surrender. Some people think surrender is the real spiritual surrender is just giving up. You know, I'm just going to give up. I'm tired. And things aren't going my way. I just give up. I'm dejected. I'm going to become detached from everything. And then we become aware ultimately that there's a difference between detachment and non-attachment. They are not the same thing. Detachment is I just give up. I ain't playing no more. I'm taking my ball and going home. I bumped into a table. I hate tables. I one day had a bad watermelon. I'm never going to eat watermelon again. I had a bad relationship. I'm never going to get in one again. You just give up. You see, non-attachment is something totally different. Non-attachment is I'm fully in the game, fully available, but I don't have an attachment to the outcome. Detachment is I ain't playing. Non-attachment is I'm fully in play, but I have no attachment to the outcome. So the outcome can be forged by my playful vibration of being fully involved. Therefore, it becomes bigger than my imagination. To be non-attached and fully involved, fully loving, fully giving, fully sharing, fully being in the creative flow of infinite potential, because the presence of God is infinite, and what blocks it is the ceilings held in our mind. When you live from a state of non-attachment, then the ceilings disappear and more good flows into your life than you could possibly imagine. Surrender is not just giving up. Surrender is not resignation to circumstances or the acceptance of something negative that's going to be inevitably bad. That's resignation. I'm just going to resign myself and adapt to conditions that are life-depleting, that are not inspiring. This is the way it is, you know. Business, this is just the way it is. It's always been that way, It's always going to be that way. I can't just kind of surrender, wave the white flag, and resign myself to negative circumstances because the human condition is this way. Human beings are always run by their ego. There's never going to be anything better in the world. I'm just going to resign myself to it and eke out my existence, hoping that I don't get hurt along the way. No, 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 not you, not here, not now. We are not resigning ourselves to negativity. We become aware through our spiritual practice that the obstacles, the hindrances are coagulated thought forms emanating from the content in consciousness, individual and collective, consensus thinking, race consciousness, and we become aware that as we do our inner work and begin to redefine ourselves based on the definition that emanates from the mind of God, that you are a precious, unique, spiritual image and likeness of infinite potential, and we have insight along the way every single day, little by little by little by little. We begin to be aware that we can stand triumphant over any circumstance or any situation, and we do not waking up say to ourselves, oh my God, look what I have to face today. No, we reverse it. We wake up and say, look what it has to face today. Those conditions and circumstances, they've got to face the light of the divine today. They got some explaining to do. They're going to have to face the presence of God. They're going to have to face the presence of God's confidence and beauty and love and wholeness and strength and vitality. They don't have a thing on me. And so surrender is not just resigning to negativity. That's not what surrender is. Just don't get this twisted now. Surrender is not, surrender and separation do not go together. In other words, sometimes people have a tendency to think because we will say, I surrender my life to the presence of God, that I've placed God way outside of myself again, and I've separated myself from the divine. No, 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 no. Surrender is not separation. Surrender is a yielding to the next expression of who we are. It's a yielding to the next stage of our evolution. It is a saying yes to the infinitude that's within us, of which we don't know yet. It's still new to us, so we have to surrender to it. It's beyond our imagination. It's beyond anything we've ever experienced before. It's beyond what anybody has ever experienced before, because every revelation must be personal. You can't live on somebody else's revelation. You have to live on your own. And so surrender is not separation. Surrender is a yielding to the core of our being, so that ultimately when we say, I surrender all, I surrender my life to the presence of God, we're saying there's something about us that's trying to emerge. It's the presence of God as us, and we're giving our consent that it take over, that it come forward and live through us. This is the real surrender. Now, many people are afraid of saying, I surrender, because they're afraid that their life is going to become topsy-turvy, out of control. They're not going to be able to determine the things that go on in their life, and they are true. Previous sentence, you've created a world based on what you've claimed yourself to be previously. Yes, that world is going to go. that little old world based upon the sand, the shifting sands of time, will begin to dissolve. But as you say, I surrender all to the presence that is never an absence. I surrender all to the presence of life and love and beauty and joy and intelligence and harmony and order and wellness and well-being, come what may. Then that which is within us, that is greater than that which is within the world, begins to emerge. And we hear Dr. Holmes saying that the innermost God and the uppermost God is the same God. Now, here's the deal. You are frightened of your real self. We just got to put that out there. Scared of it. You're scared that this luminous being that you are will be set free. Because you have built your life on the limited perception of the world as the ego has defined for you. And you've built your strengths and your skills based on your previous claim of yourself. And to think of yourself as a perfect expression of infinite potential, the light of the divine, image and likeness of God. Oh, it frightens you. It frightens the small part of you. It frightens the myopic self. And so it takes courage to walk down this path. It takes courage to step into the grandeur of your being. It takes courage to step into that dynamic. Because the moment you begin to do all those stories that you say about what happened to you and with the cause of this or that in your life, you're going to have to give them up. You're going to have to stop sharing them. You're going to have to stop identifying yourself with it. And you know you're afraid of doing that because you've got an excuse ready to serve. Anytime somebody says, hey, why aren't you happy? Well, there was this teacher when I was in elementary school, and she said some awful things to me, and it shifted my mind about myself, and I've been suffering ever since. You're going to have to give up some of those stories and begin to understand that in any moment that you let go of your fear of being great, your fear of being magnificent, your fear of being crucified because of your magnificence, your fear of being persecuted because of your magnificence, your fear of being burned at the stake because of your magnificence, at that instant that you say, you know what? Come what may, I surrender my life to beauty and love and power and prosperity and well-being and intelligence. I surrender my entire being to be used by the Spirit of God, and I know that the Spirit of God in me is me, in me is me, in me is me, in me, through me, as me, is me, in me, is me. As I begin to allow that to take place within me, all the shackles and the chains that we placed on our own mind begin to fall apart. And in that world, that beatific world, that supernal world, that magnificent world that God sees, when the presence of God says, in substance, in the beginning, is the Word, the vibratory frequency, a holy template, a divine and perfect idea. In the beginning was this vibrational word of the perfect idea. And this word was God. And then nothing was really created without this vibratory frequency of the Word of God. You see, we'll begin to see that world. And the firmament was created. Everything above the firmament is perfect and holy and spiritual ideas. Everything below the firmament is that which is made up by a misuse of our imagination. You step above the firmament. Oh my God, such radiant beauty, such love, such joy. Let it shine through me. I surrender. Oh, such abundance. Let it shine through me. I surrender. Such intelligence everywhere. Let it shine through me. I surrender. Surrender is not giving up. Surrender is not resigning yourself to circumstance. Surrender is not separating yourself from God. Surrender is a whole soul letting go to the grand presence that is never an absence and moving through the fears of being magnificent, through the fears of being in joy and harmony, and you know you've got fears around it. If you're happy all the time, people are going to talk about you. You know, you come in bubbling all the time. It's like, oh, what's this guy taking? Didn't he read the headlines today? Oh, yes, but the headlines became heart lines as I began to pray. I knew that the headlines was just an invitation for me to rise and to see the possibilities. I see the possibilities, and that's what I have to continue to see, or I'm malpracticing on a spiritual level. I will not malpractice. Now I can be an instrument. All of us, individually and as a community, we can look out upon the fitfulness of the world, the destruction of old structures. We can look at the greed and the avarice and the driving ego of being drunk with power that we see all around the world, even in the White House. And we can say, you know what? What's in my house is the presence of God, And I'm joining with other individuals to build a world that is wonderful and beautiful. It has nothing to do with the government, because the government of the Christ is upon our shoulders. It has nothing to do with present situations and present structures. It has something to do with what's to emerge. Let it move through us. You guys got something to build. You've got a community to build. You've got individuals to love. You've got places to serve. And though you will look out upon the world, as the teacher said, and there will be trials and tribulations in the world, but be of good cheer. For I've overcome that world. That's what he said. I'm saying, hold on to that divine vision. Overcome that limited world that was created by a claim of less than. Either created inferiority or megalomania superiority. You're not in that world. You're not in that world. You're evicting yourself from that world so that you can be the grand architects of the new, the pioneers of the possible. You can be standing in poise and confidence. Oh, right now I'm looking. I want you to give up your, what is this here? I want you to give up your claim to not having enough. Give it up right now. You've acclimated too long to not having enough. I want you to now, with whatever it is that you have now, I want you to bless it as if it was so much. Don't look at it and say, well, this is not enough. It's so little. It's not enough. No. Presence of God does not know quantity. It only knows quality. Whatever you have, I want you to be so grateful for it that you see the substance of reality that's in it. It'll take you back to its infinite nature, blessing what you have. And then you'll open up, and that what looks like more will come. It's actually the expansion of your awareness of what you already have, but to the limited structure, it'll look like more is coming, but you already got it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let me look around a little bit more here. Okay, listen. Stop nursing the diagnosis of what they told you as your identity. Do not use that to get sympathy. No. Let the diagnosis take you to somebody that's not going to sympathize, but it's going to emphasize that your life is the life of God. Go see somebody and have them pray for you. Do not resign yourself to the circumstance and its identification. I know the thoughts that I have towards you. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. That expected end is the unfolding perfect spiritual idea of which you are. There is a prognosis for magnificence. Accept it. There is a deep and abiding surrender. It is not giving up. It is not acquiescing to a circumstance or resigning to a negative outcome. It is not a sense of separation. It is a total yielding to the magnificence of your being. It is the caterpillar surrendering to the butterfly. Yes, that caterpillar life has to go. It's not going to take that long body and put wings on it. It's not about cosmetics. I want wings on this body. No. That body's going to be destroyed so that the butterfly can emerge. Your life may look like it will go through tumult, but there'll be an emergence. An emergence. An emergence. You've got to get down in your spiritual work like there's an emergency going on. I've got to pray today. I've got to get still today. And then that emergency will create the space for seeing the emergence in you. God, life is good, I tell you. Life is magnificent. Life is wonderful. As we bring this particular phase to an end. I just remember years ago when I would say life is good and people would cringe. What the hell is he talking about? Life is good? Oh my God, this boy. And now it's a global meme. People have caught up to this weird guy. It's like, it's an interesting thing to do something long enough where what you used to be weird for, all this spiritual stuff, is now hip. You know what I mean? I guess I've done my job. But we got more to do. We got seed thoughts. Now we have to have practice and demonstration of that which we know to be the truth. Let's turn within in this moment. Let's turn within in this moment. And as always in prayer, we always begin with thanksgiving. There's something about giving thanks. Giving thanks for everything, giving thanks for nothing. There's something about giving thanks for the least of the things in our life. Those things that I just mentioned that sometimes we just say that, oh, it's just what it is. It's not that good. It's just all right. It's just, you know what? The infinite is there. And if you just give thanks for everything, you'll see that which is back of it. Not just that thing, not just that apartment, not just those pair of shoes, not just whatever it is. But you'll see the infinite energy back of it. It'll lead you back to the beginning. And you'll be giving thanks for your life, for your existence, for the presence of God. Consciousness will expand, and then, oh my God, you won't have enough time to count your blessings. There won't be enough hours in the day to count your blessings. Not enough seconds in every minute to count your blessings. You'll have to go into prayer without ceasing, just to keep up with all that you're grateful for. And so we begin with this gratitude and this thanksgiving and this appreciation. We recognize the presence of God as our very beating of our heart. We recognize the presence of God as the blood flowing through our veins and taking out toxins and bringing nutrition to organs. We recognize the presence of God as our very life. And we feel so at one with the presence. We surrender all. All that I was, all that I am, all that I hope to be, I turn over to the infinite mind, to the divine presence. That next stage of my own unfolding, the butterfly. And in this consciousness of unity, the word is spoken. Will you be whole today?
Yes.
Really, will you be sincerely whole today?
Yes.
In your sincerity, will you claim your wholeness today?
Yes.
Into this vibration of sacred yes, I speak the word for each and every individual here, knowing that the word individual means undivided. I speak the word for each and every individual here, knowing that they are indivisible from the presence of God. They cannot be separated from the Most High. That this divine presence is so coursing through their spiritual veins that every single organ, every single action, every single function of the body temple is now coming into a co-resonance with a perfect spiritual idea called health and wholeness, well-being, strength, vitality, vigor, flexibility, renewal, regeneration, resurrection. All of this is occurring right now by the power of the word that is being spoken. The mental body is being cleared up right now. Clarity is its name. All confusion is being rendered mute and neutralized. There's clarity. On the clear day, we can see forever. Today is that day. Emotional body, oh, it's so pure now. It carries the stream of our high thought. Our high thought of God, love, peace, wisdom, harmony. And let's look at let's look at the body of our affairs now. Let us embrace the thought of elegance. Let us embrace the thought of harmony. Let us embrace the thought of divine order, symmetry, sacred geometry. All of this is what we're harmonizing with. We're harmonizing with as the order of our body of our affairs. Oh, come on. Step into it. Be with it. Feel it right now. Give yourself permission to feel it. You don't have to have a special edict or law to feel it. As a matter of fact, by feeling it, you're revoking the law. Feel it right now. Arne, help them. Give them a little taste to help them feel it.
God's word is mighty and marvelous. God increases our lives every day. My soul magnifies the Lord. Oh yes, God's love redefines my existence. Oh yes, and God's peace resurrects my life. Oh yes, and God's joy keeps lifting me. It's just beyond our plans, and when we know in God we will stand, then we'll say, let it rain or let it shine, I'm gonna be safe in the Spirit, in a house that God built for me. Don't labor in vain. Oh, just let the Lord build the house, and don't labor in vain, except the Lord build the house. We labor, we labor in vain.
Take the hand of the being next to you. We're not laboring in vain here. We're allowing the Lord, the great law of life, to build our house, that is to expand our consciousness. And our consciousness now includes everyone on our prayer list right here and right now.